What is going on, YouTube? White here, back inside the kitchen. Back to garage sales. Been asked about 8 billion times by 8 billion people to go back to the garage sales. They suck, and they have sucked for years. But today I'm going to go back out. We're going in raw. Hopefully I don't end up with child support payments. I'm going to show you guys kind of everything, even stuff I don't get or even finds that are not there, and we're gonna see what happens. It's March and August are supposed to be the good months of garage selling. As always, Fanta could not be bothered to get out of bed. That's okay, we'll be a lot faster without him. And like I said, I'm gonna show you guys a lot more footage of random stuff, not video games, just so you guys can kind of get a feel of how garage sales are. We're gonna be looking for fresh garage sales, actual families moving in, moving out, getting rid of stuff. We're not going to be looking for nonsense resellers that have garage sales every 5 days and don't pay taxes on anything. And we're not going to be looking for nonsensical eBay prices out there. We're going to be looking for people getting rid of stuff, not looking to make money. There's other ways to make money besides garage sales. And most importantly, we're going to be spending stacks. It may not. Fuck, I have no idea where half that went. Oh man, remember when this bubble burst? So a grim reminder of when fads burst. TY Beanie Babies, everyone thought in 1997 they were going to be great investments. I'm not going to say they were worth anything in the late 90s, but they definitely were being resold by stores and stuff for hundreds of dollars. Idiots would pay that, including myself, to be fair. And then now everything's completely worthless. There's always those nonsense rumors about the Princess Diana one being worth thousands of dollars. I don't think that's true. I've seen that particular bear twice, but I know they've even talked about it on Pawn Stars, that if it's like first edition or whatever, it has a bunch of value. I don't think that's true. I would not buy a TY Beanie Baby. I would not take them for free if people were giving them away. Let me put it that way. It's like knickknacks. Old man at this garage sale right here said he didn't have enough communication with his grandkids, so he got an Xbox One simply to like play games and talk to them in the party. Smart, I guess. Smart in 2018. It's a shame that you have to do that to talk to your grandkids, but that is kind of like, a lot of times instead of talking to people, I'll just invite them to an Xbox Live party because it's much more practical, and no one wants to have the phone up to their head. That's kind of antiquated. Just a million miles off the grid here. There better be factory still conquers bad for a day. Just like Australian outback. There goes our special friends south of the border to sell everything, which I guess has more value there. Like, I don't quite understand the logic. But this whole like drive to this house sucks because you have to like get over when people pass you. You literally cannot have two people on a road this size. Totally worth it.
Nothing in them.
Right.
Bought them like that before.
The most odd selection here.
What are those, movies or something?
No, they're games.
Oh, game.
With no particular order. Wii Game Grip. Oh boy. Not sure if resellers are just the most odd assortment. Random PS3 games and Wii games. This mess right here. Not sure if resellers are the most odd assortment of garbage ever. Wii and like Xbox 360 controllers and like PS3 games. Signs would point to like resellers. Not sure though, based off their other inventory there. Kind of a cool setup actually. The garage had a bunch of stuff in it as well. Just hit two terrible garage sales, and I have to bring up my biggest pet peeve, which is when I ask for video games and people offer other like junky items, like, oh no, we don't have video games, but we have a VHS player. Oh, but we have a DVD player over here. Oh, but we have VHS tapes. It's kind of funny once or twice, but after a while it'll really piss you off if you go garage selling when people do that. Just got our first solid find of the day. Obviously I've mentioned it in every single garage sale video ever, but almost all your finds are going to be from asking people. It was kind of a small crappy sale with a bunch of like kids toys and like soccer balls and stuff. And I asked the kid about old games, and he brought out a bunch of DS games. They were terrible aside from Mario 64 DS, which is a fantastic remake. Really cool way to play Mario 64 handheld. $2, so we're on the board. Not a great find, but much better than what we've had at the other sales. And to be fair, I've only stopped at about 4 garage sales, so one find's a pretty good ratio to start the day. Saying goodbye to that garage sale. Fallout 4 Pip-Boy, that like bracelet thing that you wore, like in box, everything besides the game included, for $10. I didn't even eBay it. I assume that's a really good deal because I remember the thing was at least $150, if not more, brand new. So I picked that up as a collector's item. Also, just asked if I could throw on a Lego set. They had a Lego movie set that was like complete, probably a $20 set, maybe $30. Never buy Legos at garage sales ever if you can, because you'll just end up with a mess on your kitchen table and on your dining room tables. But they said it's complete and had an instruction booklet, and the fact that they threw on $2, so it was $2 for like a $30-$40 set. It's a good risk. If not, I'll just give it to my friend that collects Legos and he can put it together or save the pieces for extras. So a really good find, $12 for those two things. I'll show you guys more in detail when we get to my house. People are literally selling a dog at their garage sale. A dog. Look at that poor thing. Lil. That logo is way more awesome than the lame all-white one we have nowadays. Yeah. So at that creepy sale, Apple III computer obviously kind of lit my eyes up. But the person, I guess, has been missing for possibly weeks. And the garage sale stuff has just been sitting out for weeks. Clearly there's no HOA here at this neighborhood, because my HOA we would be escorted out of the premise for that. But trying to figure out where the homeowner is. Obviously the computer's going to be water damaged beyond belief, but I would love to pick it up, if nothing else, as like a bookshelf item, because it's super nostalgic to me. That's what we used in elementary school. We used a later model, but Apple III's, that's an ancient computer. That is ancient. So I bought the Apple III. You guys can see it sitting back there. I'll show it to you in the pickup video in a minute. But the woman still had not returned. Apparently her neighbor or something came over and was like taking charge of the cell. They got a hold of her on the phone, so they know where she is. But I asked the neighbor what was fair, and she said $10. So gave her $10 just to look at it. If nothing else, it'll be a cool little nostalgic piece on the bookshelf. I love that old like 70s, 80s Apple logo. It's just so nostalgic to me. So let's get into a quick pickup recap. Very first find of the day, Super Mario 64 DS. No case, which is regrettable, but a really cool port, especially now that you can play this on the 3DS. You can have the nice joystick and replay. One of the best platformers, probably the most important platformer of all time. Kind of set the groundwork for everything in the future. Really cool game. And then it had some kind of tacky mini games. Some people might still find those fun, but just from a single player perspective, it's really fun to put this in and play the original Mario 64, if you don't feel like setting up your N64 and stuff, obviously. So one of the coolest garage sale finds I've seen in a while. Saw this on the like table with a bunch of board games and stuff, and I was like, am I seeing things? Is this what I think it is? And sure enough, it is the limited edition Fallout 4 Pip-Boy. No game included, but everything besides the game, which is awesome because I can walk in and get the game for about $16 today. But I cannot find these at retail for less than probably about $100. So let me know if it's missing anything. obviously you put your smartphone in here, you put this through your wrist, and I think it has in-game features. In fact, I think you actually can use the exact Pip-Boy from the game in real life, kind of as a VR feature. But really cool. At $10, it's a steal at garage sales. The kid mentioned he traded everything to GameStop. I'm wondering if they didn't take this for some reason. That'd be fascinating to me if they wouldn't take such an expensive item. I believe this retailed for at least $200. It might have even been $250. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was $200 or more. Looks like it comes with some sort of map of the Fallout 4. Or no, it looks like, yeah, just like a list of the different fields you can choose, different perks you can pick, and then an instruction booklet, and then a really cool stand from a display perspective. You can put the Pip-Boy right on the stand, and I'll probably put this right on the bookshelf. Not the biggest Fallout fan. I prefer the Elder Scrolls series a lot more. But Fallout has that really cool charm, and it definitely has some really redeemable lore. People love the 50s kind of wacky technology, and the what the Cold War in some people's minds could have been. Obviously, it didn't end up being anything. But yeah, it comes with this box. It looks like it comes with everything minus the game. So for $10, an absolute steal. And I threw these on with it for $2. Lego movie set with a bunch of instruction booklets. Normally I never buy Legos at garage sales, but for $2 for a, I don't know, this was probably, I don't know, $20 set or so. Legos are absurdly expensive, so $2. I'll screw around with it. I have a guy that does Legos. I'll probably give this to him. I don't really do Legos, but $2 had to grab this. And Lego Movie was a great film, by the way, if you haven't seen it. So is the Batman movie one. Is that DreamWorks? DreamWorks, yeah. Much more exciting than Pixar recently. So getting into the big, huge purchase, literally. This thing weighs a metric ton. Apple III computer and keyboard, which is like connected to it, I guess. No monitor. Surely not going to work, but simply could not have left this at the garage sale for $10. Could not have left it just as a nostalgic piece. Look at this Apple logo. Just look. So awesome. Anyone in the comment section that actually knows about these old computers, this is like decades before my time. This computer's from like the really early 80s, maybe even the late 70s. And I know they retailed for $8 billion, like a shocking amount of money. And on a related note, if you haven't seen the Steve Jobs movie starring whatever his name is, Michael Fassbender, you need to watch it. It's a great film. And Rose from Titanic's also in it. Really good movie. And kind of touching, kind of a lot like The Social Network. Kind of see the other side of these billionaires. And it's pretty depressing. So this is a really cool find. I'm going to probably put this on the bookshelf for a couple months and decide what I'm going to do with it. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this. And let me know, anyone interested in trading for it, let me know as well. Shipping's going to be a bitch though with this item. Weighs, I can't even describe it to you how much this thing weighs. It's like, I literally can't even lift it from this angle. So, pretty cool find. So that is it for the day garage selling. I was only out an hour and a half. Finds were pretty awesome. The upside, amazing. That Apple, $10, even broken and even as a shell, that'll be worth way more than that to a collector if I decide to sell it. I'm going to hold on to it for a few weeks and think about it. The Pip-Boy for $10, massive find, massive find. And I remember really wanting one of those when Fallout 4 first came out, so it's cool to get one without having to refinance the house. And the Legos and Mario 64 kind of rounded out the smaller finds, but a really good week for an hour and a half. Definitely not a lot of sales. For March, I expected a lot more. I probably only stopped at about 8 of them. Leave a thumbs up on the video if you guys want garage sale content to continue. We'll try to get Fanta out of bed, but I do know how hard it is to get up on your Saturday when you work a full-time job. You want to sleep in, you want to relax on your Saturday. And we've had years of kind of abuse at the garage sales, if you will. But thank you guys for watching. We'll be back with more thrift store videos, probably more garage sale videos as the season is coming in to its form right now. And take care, guys. Later.